Live life how you want to live. As many as you want. Do as much drugs as you want. Why do you think I'm where I'm at? Because I don't listen to nobody. I don't take nobody's orders. I do what I do. I'm a real drug addict, but I'm real successful. So say what you want to say, nigga. I got 3 houses, all paid cash, and $2 million in jury.
Do you want to win any of these items on your screen? If so, be sure to watch the whole video, leave a like, and comment the hidden message. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. Lil Pump has been spiraling out of control for some time now. Could it all be coming to an end for Lil Pump? Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 5. The life of Lil Pump. Lil Pump is an interesting case when it comes to his rise to music, for he wasn't exactly born to it, but rather he had to be guided to it by a friend. You see, he grew up in Florida and his parents got divorced at a very young age, and because of this, he acted out quite a bit, which is typical for young children to a point. But then he started to get busted in school for various things, and this led him to being kicked out of those schools for various reasons. But throughout all of that, he meets a guy named Smokepurpp, who was a rapper. And it would be this guy who would change Lil Pump's life for the better, and started him down a path that would lead him to where he is right now. You see, it all started back in 2015. Smokepurpp asked Lil Pump to freestyle for him on a track he was making. He did, and it was a big hit, especially when they put it on the service SoundCloud. It got millions of hits. Lil Pump cranked out music, and then in 2017, he released his most famous song yet, Gucci Gang, and that got him the attention he truly needed to become a name in the industry, including getting him a contract by Warner Brother Records after some age-issue legal problems, which were worked out, but honestly, not Lil Pump's fault. That was a whopping $8 million. Since then, he has dropped many other singles and recently finally released his anticipated album, Harvard Dropout. He's also done many big collaborations with many big rapper names, including Chief Keef, Kanye West, Lil Uzi Vert, and many more. You think that this would be enough for him to get on the straight and narrow and focus solely on his music career, but as he would say, where's the fun in that? Number 4. The arrest. Sadly, Lil Pump has had a very tenuous relationship with the law, and he's never truly been afraid to break it as long as he felt he can get away with it. And in 2018, he had a lot of arrests made on him for a variety of crimes, such as in February of that year when he discharged a firearm in a place that had people in it, which is a big crime for obvious reasons. Now, according to Lil Pump's manager, some people tried to break into his home, and then he opened fire at him as a result, except that the weapon was nowhere to be found when the police arrived. It was only after getting a search warrant that they found the piece and ammo, and then they found that the piece in question belonged to his mother and that she had it in a place that anyone could get. He skated on that charge but was put on probation, which he didn't wait too long before breaking because after getting his license revoked, he went out driving and got pulled over by a cop. Driving without a license is another big offense, especially when you're on probation, and he did serve jail time, just not as much as what was originally stated when sentenced, so a deal was likely worked out. In December of 2018, he was arrested twice in 2 different countries. In the case of the United States, he refused to let his bags be searched for illegal substances, and when he wouldn't let them, he got more and more loud and animated and was eventually detained at the airport.
I have to convince you, your name's on it. Right now, as far as we're concerned, your bag is yours.
But it's not my bag. I'm telling you, it's not my bag. That's not my bag. You can go look in the cameras. I swear to God, I put it on my mother. I die right now. I did not walk in with that bag. And you guys are not gonna walk over and tell me that bag, bro. That's not my bag. That's not my bag. That's not my bag, bro. Can I put this on at least? Can I at least put this on, bro? Y'all making all my stuff on the floor.
We're making your stuff all on the floor.
Oh, but it was the other arrest that is by far his most famous of the bunch. Number 3. More arrests. So I know what you're thinking. Why are you singling out this particular arrest? Well, it's because when it comes to Lil Pump, he really doesn't know when to stop being Lil Pump. A lot of the incidents that I mentioned before can be explained for one reason or another. But when it comes to what happened in a certain country last year, yeah, I can only explain it as Lil Pump's stupidity. You'll understand what I mean in a bit. For you see, in December of 2018, he was arrested in Denmark. Why? Well, apparently he had some marijuana, which is illegal in this country. So naturally, he got arrested. But compared to the other arrests I mentioned earlier, that's not exactly a big deal, right? Except he decided to use his phone to do an Instagram live stream during the arrest. Oh yeah, he totally did that. And through that live stream, he decided to go and insult the cops while they weren't paying attention. Why would he get such notions through his head to do such a thing? I don't know. Did he not understand that he was already in trouble for illegal possession? But yeah, sure enough, the whole thing got a lot worse for him. The cops noticed what he was doing, and they also noticed him flipping them off, which led him to getting arrested again. So if you're going to keep track, he went from a simple possession charge to an obstruction charge in less than 30 minutes. But wait, it gets better. While the flipping the bird charge was dropped, Lil Pump did have to go and pay a fine for the marijuana, which he did. It was about $800, which is a small charge for a guy like Lil Pump, but a hassle for sure. And according to sources, because of these two combined incidents, Lil Pump is allowed to go back to Denmark for 2 years. Think about that for a second. He went and got himself banned from an entire country just because he couldn't contain himself just to deal with the arrest in question in a regular and composed fashion. And because he didn't have that simple control, he went and costed himself not only a trip to Denmark, but he had to cancel his entire concert tour that he was going to have there. And of course, he can't go and make money in that country from his concerts for a very long time now. What does this all mean in the long term though? Well, you have to look no further than his fellow rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine, who has been arrested, jailed, and is awaiting sentencing on a variety of crimes, a few of which that could land him in jail for the rest of his life. Like Lil Pump, 6ix9ine had long strings of incidents with the police and other people, landing him in court more times than not. 6ix9ine did get out of all of them in one form or another, but now he's had to sign a plea deal in order to get his sorry carcass out of jail, which is arguably going to get him into bigger trouble, but that's another topic entirely. Let's bring it back to Lil Pump. If he doesn't pump his literal brakes, he could be ending it all in a cell like the one 6ix9ine has right now. Granted, all of his crimes are very minor in comparison, but as this younger generation of rappers have shown, they have the brass and the gully to do what they think they want no matter the consequence. After all, he did flip up a cop, so what's to say he doesn't escalate it next time? As noted, Lil Pump showed himself quite capable of firing a weapon, so if he does get ticked off enough, what's to say he won't go and fire something at someone else with not so good intentions on his mind? It's clear to most that Lil Pump is a man who doesn't mind going over the edge, or just beyond it just to make a name for himself. Even though he already has a pretty good name, when is enough enough? Number 2. Controversy. Moving away from his arrest, let's talk about the other big things that Lil Pump is known for. The controversies in the songs that he sings. And trust me when I say there's a lot of tracks to choose from in this particular category. Let's start with one of his more recent controversies in the track Butterfly Doors, which is a reference to a style of doors used on typically high quality models for cars, for the record. Lil Pump said some not so nice things about Chinese people. He used racial slurs and used the former NBA star Yao Ming, who was from China, and a slur of a different kind. How the heck did he not think this would end up in trouble? Because no sooner did he release the track and music video, which of course enhanced the slur with his own animated poses, that a bunch of people eventually went on to him about this, including a lot of Chinese rappers who quickly whipped out a bunch of diss tracks aimed at Lil Pump. Eventually he did go to apologize about this incident, and he not only edited the song to take out the slur and the Yao Ming line, but he also edited the music video so that the bits wouldn't be seen there too. Good move? Yeah, absolutely, but not the point. Absolutely, granted, controversy can create cash, and this did generate a lot of buzz for Lil Pump, but in truth, it's just too much. There are things you just can't put into a song, and that's just one of them. Or how about his collaboration with Kanye West? Or how about his collaboration with Kanye West in the form of I Love It, which many agree is one of the dirtiest songs ever written, and is meant to be performed at an adult expo, if you get my drift. And let's not forget about that music video, which was so odd and weird that people just still trying to figure out what's going on with it. Needless to say, there were many that were offended when this piece of music came out, but his controversies go beyond his music, such as the time when another rapper called him out for not spending his money wisely, like not buying a house for himself, and so Lil Pump went out and bought himself a home for $4.5 million. Yeah, all because he was bored, as he noted on Instagram. Do I really need to explain how bad that is? The point I'm trying to make here is that Lil Pump is someone who doesn't mind controversy. He embraces it. In fact, he found out that people are actually trying to imitate him in order to mimic his success. Yeah, and he's called them out, and he's likely going to even aim bigger than before and be more bombastic with his stunts in order to prove that you can't mimic Lil Pump. And that's going to get him in trouble in one fashion or another. Number 1. Where will his path lead? As I started off this video with, there are many different paths to the future, but which ones will help you define who you are and how you're remembered? Right now, Lil Pump is remembered as a young rapper with a lot of baggage and the inability to discern what is right and wrong. His arrest may seem minor now, but if he keeps on piling them up, they'll continue to haunt him as the sentences get bigger and bigger. His music may be like the standard of most rap music in the world right now, but that doesn't excuse a lot of the things that he does in them. And if he does the wrong thing, that'll get him into some big trouble. Right now, Lil Pump's biggest enemy isn't another rapper or studio executive, it's himself. He drives himself to do these things even though they're clearly wrong in many fashions. Until he fixes that part about himself, his path will likely lead him to being in jail for life, if not worse. And so there you have it, some insight into why Lil Pump might just end up in jail for a very long time. Do you think that this is likely an ending point for him, or do you think that he'll find a way to keep on going through it all? Let me know in the comments down below, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on King Trending. A simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's really your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. Go for it.